Bear with me, sisters. I haven't quite gotten the whole recording thing down, so I'm going to work on it and try not to look at myself and try to just share how I would share if I were in class with all of you. I hope you've all found time to check the 21-day preparation leading up to General Conference. If you haven't, I hope we will link that at the bottom in these notes. If not, email me and I'll forward it on to you. Happy Sunday, Monday, or whatever day you're watching this. We are going to be discussing the talk by Sister Michelle Craig entitled Spiritual Capacity, which she gave at this past October conference. She begins the talk out and she talks about a young woman that approached her and asks, how can I tell when God is trying to tell me something? And I want all of you to think about a time, whether it was yesterday or however long ago, when you thought to yourself, is that a prompting from the Lord, or is this just me making things up? Is this just me imagining a prompting? And I'm sure it has all happened, but Sister Craig goes on to explain how one can not only know if it's a prompting, but also to increase our ability to have personal revelation and to get promptings from the Lord. I'm sorry, I'm looking down at the screen. She goes on to say one thing that prophets and ancient and modern have said is that if a prompting invites and entices you to do good, it comes from Christ. So if there is a thing that you are wondering, is this a prompting from the Lord? If it is good and it entices you to do good, then yeah, most likely. She starts her talk and she talks about being intentional and creating time and space to hear God's voice. She talks about how we're all so obsessed with being connected to Wi-Fi, and she encourages us to be as obsessed at being connected to the Spirit of the Lord, to finding a time. I don't know if this is just me, but even with the COVID-19, I feel to have less time than I actually had before. I think that's me just creating things. But finding a time and designating that time to be time to draw closer to the Lord. And when you find the time and when you set it aside, that way the Lord knows that you are sacrificing for Him. As you carve out your agency, as you use your agency to carve out time every day to draw closer to God's voice, especially in the Book of Mormon, over time His voice will become clearer and more familiar to you. So, find time. I know it's really hard, but when you do, you will hear Him clearer, which is something that we all could use. Act without delay. When you feel a prompting, do it then, so you don't forget, so you don't get distracted. Do it right away. That way, not only are you is it forefront of your mind, but you're also showing the Lord that you are willing to do it, that you are going to do it right then, that you're willing, again, to sacrifice for Him. Get your errand from the Lord. How do you know what to do? Ask the Lord. He has jobs for all of us. Each of us individually have something to do. If you want to know what yours is, if you want to know where you can help, if you want to know what His plan is for you, get down on your knees, read the scriptures, and hopefully, assuredly, He will answer you. Maybe not in the way you imagined, but He will answer you. You will figure out what the Lord's plan is for you. And then lastly, believe and trust. Believe that He will answer, and the answers that He has given you are what He wants. Trust Him. Trust Lord. Trust yourself. You can receive answers. The Lord has promised you. If you are doing everything that He would require of you, then you are worthy to receive answers. So believe and trust. Something I thought was very interesting is she describes the brother of Jared, Nephi, and Moses. She talks about how they were all given the same problem. They all had to cross this large body of water. But the way that the Lord helped each of them was very different. She talks about, I'll just read it. Nephi worked timbers of curious workmanship. The brother of Jared built large barges that were tight like unto a dish, and Moses walked upon dry land in the midst of sea. Each received personalized direction tailored to them, and each trusted and acted. The Lord is mindful of those who obey, and the words of Nephi will prepare a way for us to accomplish the things which he commandeth. Note that Nephi said a way, not the way. Every way is different. Everyone has different roles, has different jobs to do. And the Lord knows your weaknesses. He knows your strength. He's not going to put you in a place that you will fail. He may put you in a place that you are uncomfortable and that you grow, but he knows what's best. And he provides a way for us to do what's necessary, for us to do his work, for us to help. I would challenge you to find time to speak with the Lord. He is always there. And all that he asks of us is that we seek him, and he will be there to answer our prayers. He will be there to show us how we need to help, how he can help us. I hope this helps, and if you are prompted to do something that is scary, especially in the time we are in now, I'd ask that you don't put yourself in danger. There are other ways. If you're prompted to go see someone, you can give them a call. You can stand at their doorstep instead of going inside. But know that the Lord will provide a way, the way meant for you. I say these things in the name of his Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.